Okay, I'm working on my 1998 Volkswagen TDI wiring harness, trying to eliminate the things I don't need and ringing everything out to all these connectors that goes to the fuse panel. This is the AHU 1998. Looking at all the diagrams and everything, there was so much confusion in my own mind about the power control relay, and in my 98 model it had a 109 relay made into the fuse panel itself, and this connector came up here. It was this white connector right here that's called G1, and it had all the wires that goes to the 109 relay in it. It also had the tachometer signal, which is the green and black, and it has this blue with the red, which goes to pin 87 on the 109, and it had the black and purple that comes from the ECU, which is supposed to power this relay on whenever you put power onto the black switch from the ignition switch. It goes to the ECU pin 38 of the T68 connector. Just going through some of this stuff. Anyway, this little block that everybody puts together, this little small one that had the 53 relay in it, that is the clutch interlock switch, so that whenever you mash your clutch, that you have power to start the car with a starter. But it was not the power for this 109 relay, so it's not wired up the way the drawings from the TDI group shows. And so I'm either gonna cut these wires that goes to this and make it like the ones that he mentioned, or I'm going to go ahead and get me another simple 53 or just a simple relay like this and a holder and wire it in to this main relay power. And like this will be the pin 87, and then I'll have this wire that I ran for the hot wire, hot all the time, and then the purple with the the black with the purple, that'll be what turns it on. And of course we'll have the ground, be a regular ground wire. And the way I did this is the way the wires were originally done. These two wires right here were plugged into the backside of the track 50 of the track 30 of the fuse panel. Well, I just took one of these connectors like this that you smash to connect them together with, and I connected it to this wire that goes to the battery, this black wire that runs all the way out over to here. So see, that hooks to the battery positive terminal, and I put an extra one in there with it so that I could run this 109 relay or a simple 53 relay the way the drawing shows. But there was just a lot of confusion in my own mind about that. So I'll show you some of the other wires I've got. This is the Obd connector. The only wire that I had to connect to was this gray and white wire that came in on a connector by itself, and I cut it off, and then I powered it up with the red wire. You have to put power to the red wire. The two browns get ground. I didn't hook anything to the yellow wire, but they get the Obd working there. Coming on over, looking at these connectors, you got your G2 connector, and it has your oil pressure switch, the thing that goes to the oil pressure light, the yellow, and it has the low oil pressure switch, which is the blue, the black, and the glow plug light, which is the blue, and then the coolant temperature to the gauge, which is the yellow and red. So that's the G2. If you're looking at this Central Electric 2, right there, if you see the F and the G1 and the G2 at the top, those are the ones I'm talking about. You go through all these, and you can look over here to the right. It tells you what color and what they go to for the different models. But I rang these out to this ECU connector using my meter, check continuity. And then you go over here to F, and you got your starter power, and you got your alternator light, and you got your start run fuse 14, and you got your backup lights, which it won't be used. I kept the windshield wiper connector because I'm going to use this wiper motor out of this car in my little MK1, and so I kept all of that. If you're going to use cruise control, the little black connector is what the cruise control stuff comes in on. So it's this one right here. If you're not going to use it, you can just eliminate that stuff. But see, it's got your resume switch, and it's got your switched power, and it's got the cruise set and cruise on. Okay, but if you're going to use that, then you have to have these two switches that goes to your brakes and clutch. So this is the cruise kill for the brake switch. This is the cruise control clutch switch. And this right here says speedometer cluster number 7 on this blue with a white. Got the little blue connector. That's what it says on the. If you go over here and start running all these out on this 98 pin out for the ECU, I've got all those. It shows where one of them goes. The only discrepancy I found was on the pin 30. It said it was green and white for the glow plug relay. Mine is actually brown and white for pin 7 on that. And anyway, so coming on over, there was a wire that was just for the AC relay. I cut it off. And then you got your drive-by-wire, you got your throttle position. And I had all those wires, and they were color by color all the way up, except for this green with white goes to the gray with white. And that's adapting the MK4 2001 Jetta throttle so I can use that in my little truck. Everything else was pretty much cut and dry. I just wanted to show that. What I've done so far, I still haven't done anything with the glow plug relay. It's still burnt up, and I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But basically, I got these hot wires to hook up for power, and I got eliminated down to most of these grounds are eliminated. I'm going to solder in one more to bring back inside just to have another one to run inside to this this relay right here for the power relay. I'll bring another ground in for that. But pretty much that's it. I'm going to use the factory instrument cluster. I'm going to try to use that in my little truck so that I can use the tachometer and all. But all the engine wiring is just like it was. I haven't touched any of that. Still got this to deal with. These are really long, a lot longer than what I want. I'll probably shorten this down after I get it in the truck for the MAF sensor and the N75. got the part that goes to the engine that's kind of chafed. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to replace that. But I left all those intact for the starter, and all those different ones are still just like they were. Anyway, I just wanted to show you kind of what I found. You know, the way I found that stuff is reading these manuals, the documents right here from the, what do you call it, the Haynes manual? No, from the service manual from Volkswagen. Reading, I found where those went to by looking at these G's right here where it says G2, that connector, pin 3. You just follow it over to where it goes. And then looking at it and this file right here from CE2, you can kind of get a good idea what they are. I wanted to show this in case anybody else is struggling with this. Got them labeled, you know, what they go to. On G2, you got your coolant temperature gauge, you got your glow plug light, different ones like that. I just tried to lay all these out with labels on them so maybe you could see what they are. But that's where I'm at so far on it.